Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the forecast for the new moon that's occurring on May 26th or 27th, depending on where you live in the world. We're going to take a look at each life path number and see how these energies could present for you. The energy will probably be most potent around the actual new moon, but you might feel the energy for 2 to 3 days before, 2 to 3 days after. And then a storyline may evolve from that experience. Okay, before we get into the forecast, this is a general forecast. If you would like a personal numerology reading where we look at your own personal numerology and forecasts, please book some time with me. My information is in the description box below, and I would love to work with you. All right, let's go ahead and take a look. Life path number 6, you all are going to be working with the vibrations of the 1 and the 2 for this new moon. And so this is an interesting dynamic because it really brings in into focus you, self, right? But also relationships and how you relate to others. So there could be some things up for review at this time or for reevaluation that have to do with you, your place in the world, your identity, how you express yourself, how you assert yourself, how you go after what it is that you want, how you take up space within your connections, how you communicate, how you let others know what it is that you want, what you need, etc. So there's kind of like this opportunity again to look at your relationships, because 2 energy really brings in the need for balance and harmony and relating to another, as well as compromise and seeing eye to eye, healing those connections where there might be have been some discord or breakdown. But it also reminds you of your place within those connections, right? And the importance of that, of your place, of your role. So in other words, you could see that there are situations that surface around this new moon where you have an opportunity to take up more space. So if you are in a connection where you are constantly giving, constantly showing up, constantly the one who is doing for others, then this is a time to take stock of that and to see like what decisions, what choices do you need to make differently so that you are not allowing yourself to be taken advantage of. So you are not allowing yourself to be overly burdened or taking on the role of sort of martyr, so to speak. You're not meant to do it alone, right? And so there is this opportunity under this new moon to gain that perspective, to see where it is that there's not an equal exchange of energy or reciprocity within certain connections. And you will figure out what the next step is to create that balance within those connections. And some connections might fall away at this time. You might see more clearly where it is that there's that imbalance. And it might be that you are a 6 who is more of a taker. That's usually rare with 6s unless you're kind of really moving through a deep shadow period. But, and you might get that wake up call that maybe you are, you need to do more for others. You need to be there, more supportive. You need to show up more. And that will come through the conversations that you will likely be able to have with others where they can share their experience with you. And it's important to kind of listen to that feedback. But either way, whether you're an overgiver or an overtaker, this is such an awesome cycle to be able to recognize that and then make the modifications that are necessary in order to bring things into balance and greater harmony. I think probably for 6s, this will be a cycle where you will see very clearly where you're just not getting the reciprocity, like you're not getting back what you give, at least not to the degree to where it can feel like a healthy exchange of energy. And you will need to make some adjustments there. You will need to figure it out so that you can balance things out, because nobody will do it for you. You've got to do it yourself. Like nobody can take advantage of you without your permission. And so there's going to be times probably around this new moon where you've got to say no and hold that no, right? Hold your ground. Especially if you're not mentally, emotionally, physically capable of saying yes. This is going to be probably a good exercise in knowing when to say yes and knowing when to say no, and sort of moving through the repercussions of both of those. So you can see how it feels, right? And then you can recognize in the future, okay, when I say no because I'm overburdened and I don't want to take on more, that helps to regulate my nervous system. That helps to put things back into balance for me. That allows me to not allow myself to get taken advantage of. You see what I'm saying? So it is very possible that there could be a lot coming up around this new moon for you all to figure out when it comes to, again, who you are, what you want, how do you express yourself, finding your confidence and your motivation to stand your ground, again, speak up for what you need, and also recognizing your place within relationships and where that's healthy and where it needs some work. So, and again, it's beyond the romantic relationships. It really just brings in the art of relating to others. So also finding greater balance. Again, this is such a great period or a great cycle to recognize where certain things are out of balance for you. And this is a great time to get those things back into balance. But the way to figure that out is to first figure out what it is that you need in this moment, and then make the decisions that will help you to achieve that. So big energy. Hope it's a great one. Take care, 6s. Bye for now.